Welcome back and congratulations. You're probably already starting to see results in your life. If you're like most people who learn the method, however, you might be hitting a few bumps along the way. So let's address that now. Have you ever noticed in life that we tend to stick in a zone that we feel comfortable in? We may feel comfortable, for instance, with a certain amount of money in the bank. However, if the money goes up above that level of comfort, all of a sudden we discover all these things we must go out and buy. If the level goes below that level of comfort, we don't have enough money in the bank on a feeling level, we get a little panicky and we start trying to do everything we can to bring that level back up to a level that we're comfortable with. We don't just do that with money, we do that in all areas of our life. We've developed habits, ways of being, that are designed to keep us from feeling uncomfortable. We do it in relationships. We stay in relationships that aren't working. Or we stay in zones in a relationship rather than we kind of plateau in life, rather than really going for the next thing that's going to really help us move forward in life. Well, this tendency to run back to our comfort zone is normal. However, as you get involved in the method, you'll naturally start stretching past your comfort zones. And if that happens, all you need to do is release whatever feeling is arising in the moment that's making you feel uncomfortable. If you feel a little lust to go out and spend that money that you now have in the bank, release first and then see what happens. If you feel like, I don't want to rock the boat in this situation, release first and then see what happens. You might find a whole new way of relating that you didn't even know was possible. Most of us are a little bit like the people in the story I'm about to share with you. Several hundred years ago, there were a group of women who used to sell fish from town to town in their area. Their husbands would go out and fish during the day, and they would take their wares from village to village and sell it. They used to carry the fish on their head in these baskets. And one night, they had gone further than usual as far as their selling was concerned, and they realized at the end of the day that they couldn't get back to their home. So what they decided to do is find a place to spend the night. They looked around and they looked around and they finally came across this beautiful field of fragrant flowers that was open on all sides, so one person could stay awake and be on guard. The ground was soft, it was the perfect temperature, there were birds in the trees singing. It was really an idyllic place to spend the night. So they all put down their fish baskets and they walked into the center of the field, and most of them except for one lay down to go to sleep, and they tried to sleep. And they tried to sleep and they couldn't sleep, and they didn't know why. Everything was perfect. There should be no reason that it was difficult for them to fall asleep. And then all of a sudden they recognized what the problem was. One of them said, "Let's try this. Let's bring our fish baskets and place them next to our heads and then see what happens." So they got their fish baskets and they placed it next to their heads and they went down. They were able to fall asleep. They were so used to the smell of rotting fish that without it, they didn't feel comfortable. We do that in life too. We run occasionally back to our fish basket just because it's what we've done in the past. As you work with the method, you'll see you'll be able to break yourself of these habits that keep you running back to patterns that are unhealthy. One of the ways you can do that is by continuing to release even when you feel good. When you're feeling good, you have an opportunity to feel even better and to go even deeper into freedom. Lester used to say, "Don't release to get high, but go high to release." Once you're feeling really expanded and open inside, it's easy to reach down and grab those deeper issues that you haven't been willing to face before. And also, if you get into the habit of letting go of even the good feelings, you'll be breaking the lifelong habit of holding on. Now you might be thinking, "God, you're crazy. Why would I want to let go of a good feeling?" The good feelings are infinite. It's only our negative feelings that are limited. I know on a feeling level, most of us feel the opposite because we don't experience enough of the goodness. But if you develop the habit of letting go when you're feeling good. And letting go, by the way, can mean just relaxing into the good feeling, letting it expand within you, welcoming it even more fully, resting in it. Any of those things are considered letting go. You'll see that it really increases your momentum and it helps you to really get more out of what we've been doing together. Also, be persistent. You might notice that certain areas will clear up very rapidly, and other areas you release on them and maybe a whole new layer of feeling will come to the surface. It starts to feel like peeling an onion. Well, don't worry. If you're persistent, even the most long-standing problems that you've been dealing with will start to really turn around. What it's like, it's a little like if you've ever been to a cafeteria. There's very often plate dispensers or tray dispensers that when you pull one out, another one pops up to take its place. Well, the same thing is true with feelings. When you remove the feeling in the moment about this particular situation, other feelings may surface. But whatever you've let go of is gone for good. It will never come back. That doesn't mean that there might not be other feelings about that particular situation. Don't worry about that. Just be persistent. The more you dig on a particular situation, the closer you get to the place where the spring is, where there's no more plates or no more trays or no more feelings about that particular issue. And you'll get to it a lot faster than you think is possible. Plus, in the next section of our tapes, we'll be exploring something that will make the method even more effective. And once we get into letting go at that deeper level, you'll see that you'll be taking out whole stacks of trays or plates or feelings about a particular issue, and your progress will be much more rapid. Now let's do some more practice releasing together. What I'd like you to do is take a moment and focus inside and just allow yourself to relax. Now remember, just like with everything else we've done before, the method is a tool that can be used in action. So it's okay if you keep your eyes open, if you're driving, for instance, or if you just like to experiment. But do allow yourself to shift your focus to a more inward direction. And notice you can do that and become more aware of your feelings and your inner state, even with your eyes open. In fact, just making that shift might already start to calm you down inside. Now let's focus on something very specific. All of us have lists of things in our life that we don't like the way they are. We want to change. So let's explore that list, your list, about the things that you'd like to change together. And let's do some releasing on all those things that you'd like to change. So think of a person, place, or thing in your life that you wish were different, that you're wanting to change. And could you just welcome whatever feeling that engenders inside? Allow it fully. And then could you let it go? Would you? When? Focus inside again. And just allow yourself to become aware of something else that you're wanting to change. It could be a person, a place, a thing, a situation, whatever it is. Just let yourself focus on it. And just allow yourself to feel what it feels like to want to change it. Allow the feeling fully. Welcome it. And could you let it go? Would you? When? Now focus on that same thing or something else in your life that you'd like to change. And could you let go of wanting to change it? Now if you notice, I asked the question a little differently that time. There's nothing wrong with changing things in life that you'd like to change. There's nothing wrong with that. But when we're wanting to change it, very often we get stuck. So just experiment a little with letting go of wanting to change it. Again, focus on that same situation or something else in your life that you'd like to change. And could you just for now let go of wanting to change it? Would you? When? Again, find something else, maybe something specifically about the specific issues that you're focusing on for this class or for these tapes. Find something about that you're wanting to change. And could you let go of wanting to change it? Would you? When? Notice how you feel inside right now. Notice how something is starting to open up deep inside you as you let go of wanting to change things. So let's pursue that even further. Again, focus on the same situation or some other situation in your life that you'd like to change. And notice how wanting to change things makes you feel uncomfortable inside. It makes you feel a little out of control. And could you let go of wanting to change it? Would you? When? See if there's anything about the way you feel right now that you'd like to change. And if so, could you let go of wanting to change it? Would you? When? And could you just allow yourself to feel the way you feel in this moment? Could you welcome it? Whenever you welcome the way you feel, whenever you allow it, that's a natural way of letting go of wanting to change it. When we're wanting to change things, we're saying they're not okay the way they are. They need to be changed or fixed or improved in some way. And when we say that, most of the time it's not even true. Or if it is true that it's something that needs to be changed in our awareness, something that needs to be fixed, our wanting to change it keeps us stuck. It really doesn't help us to let go and to move on and to really take the action that's necessary. So find something else in your life that you'd like to change, that you wish were different. And could you just for now let go of wanting to change it? Would you? When? Again, look inside and focus on that same thing or something else that you're wanting to change. It doesn't have to be a big issue, it could be something small. And notice what it feels like when you're wanting to change it. Welcome the feeling of wanting to change it. And then could you let it go? Would you? When? And find something else that you'd like to change. Something large or something small. And could you just for now let go of wanting to change it as an experiment? Would you? When? Now just notice how you feel inside. Notice how, if you were willing to let go of even just a little bit of the wanting to change the way things are, both about how you feel and the way things are in your life, that you feel calmer inside. You feel more relaxed and centered, more able to actually go out and change it. I know it's a dichotomy, but we'll be exploring it together on the next tapes. So before you go on to the next tape, allow yourself to experiment in life with letting go of wanting to change things. Notice the things that you're wanting to change. And you might want to start with the smaller things. And experiment to see what happens both inside and outside when you let go of wanting to change it.